Welcome to
Release Readiness Live.
It is important to watch Release Readiness Live so that you get a snippet of the coming attractions of the functionality that's coming from Salesforce.
We really focus on the features that are going to be most useful and impactful.
With Release Readiness Live, you get the great opportunity to actually hear it from the mouths of the people who spend a lot of time thinking about what exactly you all as Salesforce developers and admins are actually wanting to see.
Your feedback is so important. I think that's one of the most amazing things actually about the Salesforce ecosystem is how involved Trailblazers are with evolution of our products.
Is RRL about to start?
Let's get it started.
Welcome to Release Readiness Live. I'm Carolyn Bathauer, Senior Customer and Product Evangelist, and I am thrilled to be your new host of RRL. We've heard from sales, flow, and dev, and service, it is your turn. I'm here with an amazing team of experts to bring you the exciting new product innovations coming your way in the next release. And by now, you've probably heard of Agentforce, where we bring autonomous agents into the entire customer 360. Well, Service Cloud has Agentforce Service Agent out of the box, resolving cases swiftly and accurately, grounding every answer in your data. And you can set up in minutes with pre-built templates and low-code customizations. But before we get into it and we geek out, I need to remind you to only make purchasing decisions on existing features and functionality. And to all our amazing viewers on Salesforce Plus, thank you for joining us today for all of the valuable feedback we know that you'll provide. It really does help our technology teams build solutions centered around your experience and helps make this broadcast even better. So over the next hour, our product managers will be giving us live demos highlighting the top service features in the Winter 25 release. Come back at 1:30 Pacific for a special bonus episode of Health Cloud. And then tomorrow, we've got CRM, analytics, and admin preview, and you can catch all of our RRL content on demand on Salesforce Plus. But we want to answer your questions about these new features, so make sure to join us on Salesforce Plus, where we have product experts standing by to give you all of the answers. And we'll also be taking your questions for our product managers who are here in the studio. And if you still have questions after, no problem. You can post them in the Trailblazer community, #SalesforceRRL. Well, I'm excited to get started. So first up is Corey Anderson, Associate Product Manager, and he's here to show us Agentforce Agents for Service and how they deliver effortless experiences for your employees and your customers on Service Cloud. Corey, take it away.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to speak to you all today about how Agentforce and Service are coming together, so let's just get right into it. First, I want to talk about Agentforce Service Agents. You may have heard about this at Dreamforce. If you haven't already, this is the autonomous agent working on behalf of your service reps out in the field, talking to customers to resolve cases, answer questions, and do so much more. It's across your channels, whether it's in-app messaging, web, chat, and soon voice. It focuses specifically on the policies that you've provided it, so you know it's not doing things you don't want it to, it's acting with the utmost trust, and you can tweak those policies with natural language to get the exact result that you're looking for. On top of all that, it's super easy to set up. You can leverage your existing flows, Apex code, prompt templates, and more. I also want to bring to your attention the Agentforce Service Planner. This is not going GA in October, but we are going into a pilot, so I want to make sure you see the great stuff that's coming out. Planner is more of the assistive AI, not autonomous. So what that means is it is sitting with your human service representatives, helping them with a step-by-step guide of exactly how to resolve cases. Just like other Agentforce products, it's built on a platform of topics and actions, so you can be confident that it's adhering to your exact internal policies. And with this planner, whether an agent's in their onboarding or they're a very experienced agent, they're providing the same level of high-quality, fast service. Finally, I also want to just highlight some of the great innovations that have come out thanks to you all and Idea Exchange, from knowledge to entitlements and milestones. So when you have a chance, go look at our release notes, and I think you'll be really impressed with some of the stuff coming out. So with that, I'd love to jump into a demo and talk a bit about our Agentforce Service Agent and some of the other wonderful stuff that help make it a really strong product. Yeah, wonderful. So here you're seeing Cirrus. It's a clean energy company. Let's just jump right into what we're going to see on the Salesforce side. So from your setup, you'll see if we can go to the upper left and go directly into agents. Once we're in our agent page, we can open up our agent builder. So I'm going to open up the Cirrus virtual agent, and we'll go directly into the builder so you can start seeing how this works. So like I said, topics are the kind of like the contact drivers. That's the things that customers are coming into your service organization to chat about. And we have some pre-built topics here to get you started quickly. I want to specifically jump into one that we have called order management. Let me see. Am I on the right one here? I'm looking at this smaller screen. So order management, I believe, is this one. Yeah. So in order management, we've used natural language to tell you exactly what we want, how we want the agent to act, what we want it to do, what we don't want it to do, and with that natural language, every time an LLM call is made, our agent's going to see that. So let's go ahead and just start giving it a test run. I'll take the role of Mike Richards, which I'm a customer, I've submitted an order, and I don't remember all of the details. So let's just ask Agentforce, where is my order? So by asking this, Agentforce directly goes into some of my instructions, and I've written a natural language instruction that just says, before giving customers order information, ask them for their email and their order number. So I'll go ahead and input that right now. I've input my email, and it uses one of our actions to identify exactly the order that I'm talking about. Let me show you how it does that. Like I said, actions can be made with flows, prompt templates, Apex, and more. In this case, we're using a flow, which takes my account record, identifies the orders on my account, and then with the order number that I've provided, gets details specifically for that order. So here's the order that we're talking about. You see there's a couple of products that I've purchased. There's also the address where that order should be sent to. And if we come back into our Agentforce chat window, all that information is accurately represented here on screen, which is amazing. Now that I have my order, I'm wondering, do I have a warranty on that order? So I can go ahead and just ask right to Agentforce, do I have a warranty on that? And Agentforce will look at the asset object, just like I've directed it to, and it will determine whether or not I have a warranty. In this case, it's determined that I do not. And because we've written a natural language instruction that says, if a customer doesn't have a warranty, always ask them if they would like one, just as you would tell to your service representatives, it goes ahead and asks that perfectly. I'd love to, so yeah, please add to cart. If I make some small spelling errors, doesn't matter, LLMs are intelligent and they're able to parse right through that. So we see my warranty has been added to my cart, and I can go ahead and keep going. I've never installed the home charger, so I'd love to get some instructions on how I will be doing that. I think I'm kind of stressed out about it next week. So I can just directly ask, what does it take to install a home charger? And by doing this, Agentforce is actually going to move from my order management topic into the frequently asked questions topic. And it's going to use the answer questions with knowledge action. So instead of me having to go to the Cirrus website and find the knowledge article, it queries all of the articles and finds the exact snippet I need, summarizes it, and puts it in the chat. Luckily for me, I don't have to install this home charger. They're going to dispatch a service representative to me, and you see that the agent is already asking if I'd like to schedule that right now, which is great because since I'm already here, I may as well just take care of it. So yeah, let's do it. When I say that, it's going to ask me for some times that I would like. This will be given to the LLM so it can query our scheduling system. So let's say, how about next Wednesday? I'm flexible on time. I don't have to be super exact. I don't have to provide a date. The LLM is able to determine all of that by itself. So it provides 3 times. You could connect this to your field service instance or whatever scheduling system you use. I'll just say like lunchtime. Let's just say, yeah, lunch works great. Again, it understands that lunch is probably around noon, so it goes ahead and schedules me for the noon time slot. And now that it's done that, I'm good to go. I have my appointment ready, and I'm stress-free. Now, one thing customers ask us about a lot is it possible to trick the LLM? Can I reverse engineer it? So let's go ahead and just give that a try. How about, can I, let's say, can you make that warranty free And we'll even add a please there to be nice. See if we can trick the LLM. Immediately, Salesforce has an out-of-the-box topic which sees this, screens it, and it understands that this is not a request that you should be taking. You don't have to set that up. Salesforce has that trust built into the platform already. The last thing I want to show you before I pass it off is what would happen when this escalates. So obviously, there's going to be times where your agent doesn't know how to resolve something. Maybe you didn't have an action to purchase a new warranty. So in this case, it'll move over to the escalation topic and get that over to one of your service representatives. Your service rep is going to see this screen with what we're calling an Agentforce Service Planner. I talked about this a bit in the slides, but this is that assistive AI to help your service reps. A quick summary is provided of exactly what the customer is asking for, me in this scenario. And then if I generate that plan, a step-by-step guide of exactly what I need to do is presented to me. I don't have to search the knowledge base. I don't have to try to find coworkers that aren't on a call, and I can just immediately resolve this case. If a policy changes, if something new happens on the case, I can update it, and the plan will reflect the most accurate information. So with Agentforce, with knowledge, and all of these pre-built things that you already have in your orgs, like flows, you can start using the Agentforce Service Agent and Service Planner together to boost your service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey. Team, I think Corey deserves a little golf clap for handling that technical issue so well. And great demo. For everyone at home, we've got time with Corey for Q&A. So make sure you are putting your questions into the tab on Salesforce Plus. But I do have a couple already for you, if we can start there. How does the Agentforce Service Agent know when to transfer to a live human agent?
Yeah, we get this question because you don't want the service agent to do things to kind of just like meander with the customer. You want to really get that done quickly. So just like I was saying, natural language is the easiest way to set up your service agent. And just by telling it, hey, if a customer asks about a warranty, just escalate it to an agent. It's going to recognize that the moment that I start talking about warranties and escalate me immediately. So it's super easy.
Like, I am such a consumer, and when you show the multi-topic without deferment, where I can have a conversation and switch the topic of like what I'm looking for and not have to go to another agent or another tree or another, I mean, it's pretty incredible when you think about the experience on the other side. So that was really, really neat to see. So one of the questions is, how can we join the Agentforce Service Planner pilot? People really want to know that.
Yeah, it's music to our ears. If you're interested in the pilot, go ahead and just reach out to your AE. That's the fastest way you'll get to us. Your AE can explain a bit about the eligibility requirements and what the pilot would look like. Like I said, that is starting in just a few weeks. So if that's of interest, go ahead and reach out.
Great. Well, Corey, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And great job. So we are here now, next up with Sasha Gubalova, Senior Product Manager, here to show you the latest enhancements to digital engagement and how Flex messaging and omni-channel for mobile helps your teams connect with your customers in a faster and more accurate way in any channel. So Sasha, take it away.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to tell you what's coming to digital engagement with the Winter 25 release. Specifically, we'll be looking at Flex messaging and Omni for mobile. So let's dive in. All right. Well, although I'm here from the Service Cloud side, I think we all understand how important messaging is, not only post-sales when you're helping your customer use the product that they purchased, but also pre-sales when you're helping the customer purchase that product. Well, that's why I'm very excited to tell you how our solutions allow you to provide a seamless cross-cloud messaging experience. Outbound messaging has never been so easy. You no longer have to create a messaging user and then assign it to a contact or a lead. And you don't need to swivel between Omnichannel and Sales Cloud. Instead, you can simply reach out to your customers directly from the Sales Cloud app, and I'll show you that today. And if you're part of the pilot, you're going to get some extra special messaging goodness. You are able to see those messaging conversations show up on the activity timeline so that your sales folks can have a cohesive and overarching view of their sales engagement. And you can even add those messaging conversations to your sales cadences so that you can encourage your sales folks to proactively create those messaging experiences with their customers. All right, well, with such easy messaging, the very next logical step is to message on mobile, as we're all used to doing. And here, I would love to announce that with the Winter 25 release, you can finally receive work in the Salesforce mobile app. so you can set your status and receive any routed work to you right from your mobile experience, no matter where you are. This was a highly, highly requested feature with over 4.5 thousand ID exchange points allocated to it, so we're very happy to deliver that to you. So now your agents, whether they're on site with a customer helping install a product, or maybe taking an extended lunch break turned into a round of golf, they can still set their status and handle the work right from their app, no matter where they are. But most importantly, any customer conversations, whether at the desk or away, all remain in the Salesforce platform, making sure that your compliance is maintained all throughout the organization. All right, well, let's go ahead and see all of this live, since that's what we came here for. All right, so here I am in my sales org. I'm going to be taking the role of a salesperson working at Hocus Pocus Outfitters. Halloween is coming up. People are dying for Halloween costumes. So normally, what I would have to do is I would have to create a messaging user to reach out to a person. But now I can simply go into my contacts or leads. I'll go ahead into contacts. So here I have Alex. He actually came into the store about a week ago looking for an Astro costume. I did not have one in stock because they fully sold out, but I just got a shipment in. I promised Alex I would notify him as soon as I got one, so let's go ahead and do that together. Here we have Alex. We're going to go ahead and open the contact. Like I said, all of the routing is handled for you behind the scenes, so you no longer need to do any of that messaging user fiasco. Instead, you're going into the user. I can simply select the phone number that he'll be using, or that I will be messaging from, and then his phone number. Now, before I send any messages, I need to make sure that I confirm that he has given me consent for reaching out to him at this phone number and that he can stop the conversations at any time. And just make sure that his preferences are maintained while I'm keeping him informed. So let's go ahead and start that conversation. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and let Alex know that the Astro costume is back in stock. Come on by to pick it up. Perfect. All right, sending that message, that's fine, we don't need a microphone. So we send that message, and like I mentioned, I'm a salesperson. I work in the store. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the mobile experience to make sure that I can still stay available as I'm stocking shelves with these new costumes that were just provided. All right, this is my Omni inbox on the mobile experience app. We're going to go ahead and set myself as available for messaging and cases because I want to hear back from both. All right, we can see that quickly we have lots of things that I'm working on pop up, including that conversation with Alex. Well, I've got lots of work to do. I'm going to go ahead and just get back to, there's my conversation, you can see it. I'm going to just go ahead and get back to my store. And as I'm stocking the shelves and Alex is getting back to me, I'm going to go ahead and explain why you saw the pause status on the conversation with Alex. This is very cool, and it automatically detects the fact that I'm waiting to hear back from a customer. Therefore, my capacity is released from that conversation, and I can receive work that fills that capacity. But I still have the visual representation of the conversation with Alex, so I don't forget about it and doesn't slip through the cracks. All right, why don't we go ahead and check back on our conversation with Alex. Oh, just the usual loading page. All right. Well, no worries there. We can just go ahead and check on the John conversation that it's very similarly he wanted the Astro costume. So maybe Alex is going to miss out on that. So I can see that John wants me to hold it. Okay, I can easily do that. I was just talking shelves, so let me grab one for him. Interesting. He also wants me to think about helping him with the online order. He wasn't patient enough to wait for it to come in store. Okay, well, I work in store. I'm not really familiar with our online return policy, but I can still provide him with support. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is transfer the conversation to a person who can help him. This is all while staying in the mobile experience. I'm still in my shelves, carry on with my work. I can use different forms of transferring, but I'm going to go ahead and use flow. These are the flows that are available to me with my supervisor configurations. And selecting that, I'm going to go ahead and use messaging. All right. In this conversation, I've left it, and John is going to get the help he needs, and hopefully is Alex. Well, and just like that, I was able to send an outbound message to Alex with simply being from the Sales Cloud app. I was able to get him the help that he needed while I was busy around my store stocking shelves. And I was even able to support him with an inquiry that I could not specifically answer, all providing him a very personalized and streamlined experience. That's all from me. Back to you, Caroline.
Great job. That was awesome. As you were talking about that, I don't know if any of you did. I worked in retail for a very long time, and we used to just have sticky notes on the sides of the computers of people who wanted things, and we'd have to remember what they wanted and call them back. So that's absolutely fascinating that you can go about your work and then keep going. So I know that it is time for some Q&A with Sasha, but please go ahead and post more questions in the Q&A tab on Salesforce Plus. But I do have a couple here for you. So let's get to them. Okay, Sasha, we are looking to understand, the pilot is a big one. How do I participate in the SMS pilot? You teed that one up like it's special, so.
Yes, thank you. That is a very special one. For that one, obviously talk to UAE. If you want to reach out directly, you can reach out to a product manager, Jeff Wu. His email is j.woo@salesforce.com. So it's out there now, Jeff. So everybody is interested, and I'm hoping that you can reach out to him and he can help you qualify that.
Great. He will be very thankful. Okay, so can I use Omni on mobile for voice calls too?
Omni for voice calls. Great question. You can use Omni for all enhanced channels other than voice. That is something that is in the works, so we definitely understand the desire there.
Great. And then let's go to, so you were demoing on an Apple device. Is Android also supported for Omni on mobile?
Of course, yes. You can utilize the same Salesforce mobile app on Android.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I know you're coming back for Q&A, so I've got some more questions for you for sure. But next up is Ben Tannehill, Associate Product Manager, who's here to show you how we are expanding on channels and introducing customer experience intelligence to help you improve sentiment, CSAT, and feedback data across all channels. So Ben, over to you.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. Yeah, really excited about the stuff we have coming to our channels, to voice, and that little conversation intelligence view that you hinted at here. So jumping right in, we have an exciting new integration for digital engagement with Line. Now, Line is the most popular messaging app in Japan and in the Asia Pacific region. Almost 200 million global users that are now going to be able to integrate Line with digital engagement, which is really exciting. This is all through a really simple and secure API integration, like with the other channels that you see on digital engagement. And up next, we have another exciting addition to our channels. We have a new REST API for our messaging for in-app and web channel, affectionately known as Meow. This is a way for users to bring in their own custom clients, their own UI, their own bots, whatever you need to make Meow feel more like you, all through that REST API. We're also extending some of the capabilities that we have with our contact center partners like AWS, Vonage. This is really about bringing their full suite of digital channels all into digital engagement. So whether it's SMS, whether it's social media, or other types of messaging, you can bring that all into Service Cloud digital engagement now, keeping things a little more flexible and a little more efficient for your agents. Speaking of efficiency, we also have a faster way for agents to respond using the email to case composer. So now they can use the power of generative AI, pulling prompts that have been pre-configured in Prompt Builder and sending them off through emails. And lastly, we have our new Customer Experience Intelligence view. This is a really special way for users to better understand their business from a bird's eye view, the customer feedback that they've received from all sorts of different data sources. And we will highlight some of the ways that works here. So let's jump into the demo here, the exciting part. First off, I want to showcase Joanne. Now, Joanne is a user of Line, and she has an upcoming trip with Capricorn Travel. With this trip, she has a couple of adjustments that need to be made, and so she's going to reach out online to her service agent. So on the left-hand side of my screen, you can see Joanne's mobile device where she's messaging online. So she's going to start a new chat with Capricorn Travel. She's recently friended them online, so she can just quickly send off a message. Now, Joanne is going to use her native language of Japanese for this message, and she's even going to include one of her favorite stickers online, which I love that little bowing bear one. Now, on the right-hand side of my screen, you can then see, if it pops up here in just 1 second, we'll have a message that is received by our friend. Looks like we have John Johnson coming in, not Joanne. Let's see if Joanne's message comes in here shortly. Joanne's message should come in from line, and we'll be able to then respond. Yeah, it looks like John's message to Sasha is coming into my to this fellow over here.
We've all been waiting on text messages. We know
That's
that.
right. Yeah. We got text from mobile. We've got Line now as well. The really impressive thing that I want to talk about with Line is that, like you've seen send off a message from Joanne in her native Japanese and include a sticker, is that both the Japanese and the sticker are both included and visible from digital engagement for the service agent, Danny. Now, Danny's able to respond in Japanese as well. He's able to use messaging components in Japanese that are all really clear and nice online for Joanne. So, unfortunately, it's not working here, but let's say that Danny and Joanne sort things out. They get through their conversation. Joanne's able to make adjustments to her trip, and Danny's really excited about how that conversation went. He also wants to know a little bit more about his conversations more broadly across the organization. And so Danny's able to use his new customer experience intelligence view. Now, just a reminder, this view is all about bringing in customer feedback from different sources. So whether it is from forums, from surveys, from on-site meeting notes, or from online reviews, what have you, all of these different sources can be put into the customer experience intelligence page, and you can get a better look at what's going on across your business. So Danny's here, he's taking a look at some things. He's seeing that they have a nice customer satisfaction score. For NPS, it looks like they have an extremely high score of 100 for their NPS. Danny's able to even filter by some of the channels that they've received feedback from. So maybe he just wants to focus on the survey results. For now, he's going to focus on all the available channels. Danny's able to scroll down and see sentiment across these different channels. Maybe he wants to dive into the more positive feedback, understand what's working well for their business. For today, let's just focus on everything so we can see the good and the bad for Capricorn Travel. He jumps over into this entity tab, and Danny can see entities, so things, people, places that have been brought up by their customers in any source of feedback. And he's able to see kind of the read on, are things good, are things bad? He's able to see that things are pretty positive with service, definitely some negative complaints there that Danny might want to click into later. But overall, it looks like there are a lot of good things that have been said. There's also topics that have been mentioned multiple times, like maybe a preferred country of travel or a favorite country selection. Maybe this applies to travel outside of the United States. Danny can also scroll down and see sentiment by location. So it looks like from our data that we have here, it's a little siloed into just two states, California and Georgia. This is maybe a great point of feedback that Danny can take back to the team. Maybe we should broaden where we're getting our feedback from to get a more accurate view of our customers' thoughts. We can see sentiment over time as well. This is a really great way for Danny to see his customers at large, but maybe Danny wants to click into a specific customer and how they've been engaging with the product and the services offered by Capricorn Travel. So for that, Danny just heads over to this customers that need attention dashboard, and he can check in on one of his close friends, David. It looks from here like David has had a handful of positive interactions recently for a total of 4 interactions just on one channel on surveys. So this is great for Danny to keep in touch with David, understand where things are going. He can even click into David's page here or just head on back and take a look at some of his other friends that might need attention. One of the amazing parts about this customer experience intelligence page is that it took me literally just minutes to set up and to configure all of these different data sources. And then personally, my favorite part is the way that this is going to integrate so nicely with Agentforce, allowing our users to ask questions to their service agent or for the service agent to take action on behalf of these users. So couldn't be more excited about the stuff coming to channels, to voice, and especially to our customer experience intelligence page. And with that, I will pass it back over to you, Carolyn.
Awesome, great job. That's like incredible technology when you're thinking about maximizing productivity and being able to respond to people in their languages. It's amazing. So we're going to get to some questions, but please make sure you post in the Q&A tab on Salesforce Plus because we'll get to more across the panel in a little bit. So, all right, Ben, hard-hitting questions here. So some people want to prioritize who they give Service Email Assistant to. So is there a way to limit the use of Service Email Assistant to only our most senior agents?
Absolutely. We know how our admins work, and we know that they want to be prescriptive over who has control of different features. And while we think that the service agent or the email composer is really helpful for agents of all levels, this can definitely be adjusted. There's a permission set license that allows admins to be more in the weeds on that one.
Great. Okay, the CXI data, does it stream in real time?
Yes, it does. This is meant to be a real-time dashboard that users can pull from their data sources wherever they may be. As to the exact numbers of that real time, I can't say exactly, but as close to real time as we can get it is what we're hoping for.
I love that. Wonderful. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about Agentforce. You introduced Line. Will Agentforce work online?
That's a wonderful question. When Agentforce launches, it will absolutely be available online. It will be available for all the channels that we have on digital engagement.
That's awesome. All right, thank you. I know we'll be back in just a minute for more questions, but let's go ahead and bring up, last but not least, Alexander Kalentis, Associate Product Manager, is here to show you enhancements on field service and dispatcher agent that will delight your mobile workers and their experience. So get ready. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, Carolyn. It's so great to be here. Exciting innovation over Agentforce digital engagement, but what about workers in the field? And that's where field service comes in. My name is Alex Kalenchits. I'm an Associate Product Manager in Field Service, and let's dive into the innovation that we're delivering to you in Winter 25 release. Let's start with data capture. Data capture is a new way your mobile workers can fill in information and capture data on site. Today, there are so many of our customers who are still using the PDF printed forms for their safety checks or information about their visit. Well, now it all is changing with data capture. Data capture dynamically renders the form and only shows the mobile workers the fields they need to fill in on your mobile device. And I'll show you more in the demo. One thing I want to highlight here is that it also works offline. So in case you lose connection throughout your visit, the form will be re-uploaded the moment you are back online. Let's go and talk about Agentforce. Have you all heard about Agentforce before? Well, Field Service is also working on Agentforce Dispatcher Agent, which will make our dispatchers way more productive than they're able to be today. Dispatcher Agent is able to help dispatchers to focus only on the information that is needed to them at the right moment in time. Are there any exceptions? Are there appointments that need to be scheduled? Is there something missing from the schedule? In our busy daily lives, it's very hard to find that information for any dispatcher, and Dispatcher Agent helps you show that information right there in the flow of work. Another plus, it's built on Agentforce platform, which means you get all of the goodness of Agentforce with it. Prompt Builder, Agent Builder, and also Einstein Trust Layer, and many, many, many more things that our platform is innovating on. Finally, what about the operations? How do operations managers make sure that their customers are satisfied? All of us want to make sure that the service we provide is the best service that we can do for our customers. And that's where Operations Home comes in. With Operations Home, operations managers can see all of the data about their customers. How is their business performing? What's the first-time fix rate? Am I hitting my sustainability goals? And many, many more metrics all in one dashboard. I'll show you all of them during the demo. And actually, without further ado, let's switch to the live demo, and we'll start with data capture and mobile worker Alan Reed. Well, Alan needs to be very safe when he's working on site, so he has a branded Field Service hard hat, which is also matching Carolyn's shirt today. So let's start and see what's happening on Alan's mobile device. Well, Alan is currently working on this work order for Firewater, and he sees multiple forms that he needs to complete. These are the data capture forms that Alan sees on his mobile device, and you can see pump check has already been completed, but then there is the meter reading form that he needs to go and complete. Here we go. This is the energy meter check data capture form. It asks Alan to fill in some simple fields like the date, the time, and also the building type that he's servicing right now. Well, let's say Alan's servicing a commercial building, and as you could see, a couple of new fields just popped up on this data capture form. Why did this happen? It happened because Alan's admin pre-configured that to specifically show conditionally based on that commercial building checkbox. This way, Alan only needs to see the fields that he wants and the moment where he needs during his mobile visit. So the screen is not overcluttered and he doesn't see too much information, and it just is not overwhelming this way. So let's say Alan is actually working in Salesforce Tower today, and the rest of the form is asking him to assess the meter status. And let's say the meter today is active, so that's what Alan will select, and then put in some information on the meter reading. And finally, there's a meter image requested. So that's when Alan will go in and use the multimodal capabilities of the data capture and just select a photo from his library and upload the photo of that meter right here in this data capture form. Now Alan clicks finish and the data capture form is submitted. Again, if Alan was offline, that's okay. When this mobile device regains connectivity, he will be right there and the data will be uploaded to Salesforce. Data capture is currently in beta, so please sign up for the beta because it's a very exciting innovation that revolutionizes mobile worker experience. Let's see what happened behind the scenes when Alan's admin was building this data capture form, because each of the businesses is different, so you may want to customize these forms to the needs of your business. And for that, we created a new type of flow, which is called the data capture flow, and you can see it on my screen. And this is this exact form that we just filled in. There is a new element called the screen, and this is literally the form that we just walked through. So this is where Alan's admin set that conditional visibility for all of the fields. As you can see, these small sort of eye-looking icons. This is where the conditional visibility for fields is defined, so that again, Alan will only work on the information that he needs to see in the moment. Well, now that we're done with mobile work, I'll take off the hat and we will switch to back office to Danielle, who is Alan's dispatcher. And this is where Danielle works. Danielle is in her dispatcher console. Today is Thursday, 11:30 a.m. and it's been a lot busy week going on. So Danielle really needs to understand what's happening in this schedule. Is something wrong? Are there any exceptions? And that's where dispatcher agent comes in. Danielle is asking dispatcher agent to summarize her schedule. Usually, she would need to manually sort through all of these appointments, make sure that there is nothing wrong, and complete tens of clicks to find this information, and also spent a lot of her time. But look, just like this, in the matter of seconds, dispatcher agent is providing Danielle with exactly the information she needs. There is the summary of how many emergencies, in jeopardy appointments, unscheduled appointments, and more right here in the flow of work. Well, now Danielle wants to take action, right? This information is great, but how will she take action on this data? And that's why the dispatcher agent created these out-of-the-box filters right after this action was just ran. So you can see we just filtered the critical appointments that need to be scheduled. And this is this one single appointment that Danielle can now use her regular dispatcher actions like getting candidates and scheduling this appointment. With dispatcher agent, Danielle was just able to, in a matter of seconds, find the information she needs and really focus her attention to where she needs to focus so that she can optimize her operations for Thursday. Now, what about the operations? What about the back office and the operations management? And this is where Michelle, the operations manager, comes in. She lives in Operations Home, which is our new innovation for operations management, where she sees all of these aggregated metrics that show how her business is doing. First-time fixed rate, average appointment duration, average travel time. Well, Michelle wants to dig more into this specific metric of new work orders, and she doesn't think that it's correct. And she wants to go ahead and customize the filters that are used to pull in this data. And right here, right in Operations Home, she is able to select new filters. So let's say Michelle wants to find the service territory San Francisco and only work type new install work orders, and just like this, Operations Home is recalculating this data right here. And then also, Michelle can adjust the thresholds to make sure what is the expectation of her business from this data. Just like this, with Operations Home, Michelle is able to make sure that her customers are satisfied, that the SLAs are satisfied, and if something more needs to be done, she can use field service intelligence to dig deeper. And just like this, with data capture for mobile workers like Alan, with dispatcher agent for Danielle, and with Operations Home for Michelle, in Winter 25 release, field service is revolutionizing how our customers do work in the field. And now I'm ready for some questions.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. We will get to questions, so make sure you post your questions on the tab on Salesforce Plus, but I already have some for you, so you're ready. Okay. So data capture seems to be a trend here. Will data capture, will it support formulas?
Oh, absolutely. It's We're thinking of supporting formulas. We're thinking of supporting image annotation as well in the future. We're just starting with data capture, so please sign up for beta, provide us your feedback, and that's how you can influence our roadmap so that we can make it better for you.
That's amazing. And I loved when you're thinking about the experience for the mobile worker. It's the form, right? It is only giving them what they need to.
Exactly.
I can imagine. Have you ever scrolled through a form and just kept scrolling and you're like, I don't need to do any of these things? So that's amazing. So one of the questions is, how would a mobile worker save in the middle of their form? So if they didn't complete the whole thing.
Oh, they can save it in. So the way it works is that they can save the form. If you saw, my form was marked as new, and they can save the progress, and it will be marked as in progress, and then they can come back to it later. And it's all, again, customizable by the admin, so it's all possible.
Amazing. Well, you seem to really want some feedback. What is the best way for our community to give you feedback on what they're looking for? What would you suggest? What do you look at all the time?
That's a great question. All of us product managers are always looking for good feedback from our customers. There's a couple of ways you can do that. Trailblazer community is one, so you can post on Trailblazer community. You can also directly engage with your feedback with our product managers. There's some of us already monitoring the chat as we speak right now, or you can later reach out to us through your account executives. We always are looking to customers reaching out to us, because that's, again, how we can know that we build what you are looking for.
Right, great. Well, thank you. We do have time for Q&A for all of us, so we're going to jump right back into it. Ben, I'm going to come to you because another question came in about the CXI view. Can I adjust the data showing in the CXI view?
So right now, CXI is this customer experience intelligence, right? This is a brand new functionality. Right now, there is not a way to configure the dashboard components. As you saw during my demo, you can configure some of the filters there, and you can definitely change the data that is being used in that view. That is something that we might want to look into in the future, though, is a little more personalization. We know that our Salesforce customers love personalizing these dashboards and reports, and so something that we can consider.
Right, and so for now, it's kind of coded into, here are the things that we know we're going to provide information on, and so helping us understand what other decisions could you make off of data if it was in there is always really helpful.
That's a great
so make sure you give that feedback as well. Very specific feedback we like. So wonderful. I'm going to move down the table. Sasha, we've got a lot of questions, so we're going to come back to you. From Matthew, does the Salesforce mobile app need to be open and active in order to receive those message notifications?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matthew. I'm really glad you asked that, actually, specifically because no, you do not need to be in the app. You can receive push notifications. That was the tiny little technical difficulty we had there, so I would love to show you that. But when Alex would respond to my message, you would receive a notification on your screen, whether it is an Apple or an Android, does not matter, and you would get a push notification that you can then open that leads you right to the Salesforce mobile app. And you do not need to be already in a conversation to receive an update about a conversation. It can be a brand new conversation as well. Regardless, the notifications are a very big piece. We understand how proactive you need to be with those conversations.
Great. I love being able to answer in the context of what I'm currently doing.
Exactly.
So those notifications always help. We're going to stay with you. If a new conversation is assigned to an agent, will they be notified with another push notification? So for new, not just existing conversations.
Correct. Yes. So the push notifications will show up. So, for example, when Alex was reaching out to me when I was stocking the shelves, it's great that I was able to see that message hypothetically and then keep that costume specifically for him in that real time.
Great. That Astro costume is popular currently. All right, one more for you. I'm going to stay with you. Right. Does OmniMobile work with any capacity models?
Oh, great question. So when it comes to capacity models, we have the status, we have the tab. It is only with status, but that is very much intentional. With tabs, as you know, your capacity is freed up when you close that tab. With mobile, you would only be able to have one tab. And obviously, if you're waiting to hear back, you don't necessarily need to have that one tab open. With status, as you saw with my screen, I'm able to see many different conversations going on at once, tap into each one of those, and they stay on that page. So it's all visible to me.
Great. Awesome. Coming down to you, Corey. We're going back to Agentforce. It looks like setup is a question. So how long does Agentforce Service Agent take to fully set up?
Yeah, we heard this a lot at Dreamforce, right? Customers seeing Agentforce for the first time, it's new, you immediately think, I'm starting from zero. If you saw my demo, we used a flow, right? And so Agentforce is based on a few kind of ground components, which are topics. Those are your contact drivers, actions, the thing you want the agent to do, and instructions, so how you want it to do it, in what order, in what tone. So your actions are going to be flows, prompt templates, Apex code, some standard out-of-the-box ones that we've released. So because of that, if you have flows existing, you can hook them up and they're ready to go instantly. Like I said, we're also releasing some out-of-the-box actions and topics. So some of those may be applicable to you, but depending on the industry that you're in. Even if they're not, they're there to show you our best practices, how we recommend building topics and actions. And then the last thing I'll say is you already have so much data in your C360 and ideally, some integrations as well to your other systems, and all that data can immediately be used. So in the pilots that we're running, we've already seen, customers on our first round of pilots, 1-2 months, they have some topics and actions.
Amazing. And Dreamforce was big for Agentforce. We've been talking about AI for quite some time, even though it feels so fast. Like this last step change, it feels like it accelerated it so much for our customers. I think one of the things that when customers are asking you or having conversations around trust and security and just understanding what is it we are actually doing, I think the thing that I love is when you're looking at Agent Builder, you have the topics. That's essentially the jobs that you're allowing an agent to do. Then as you are in the middle, you're seeing the actual composition and the actions that the LLM and the agent is taking to make that right-hand rail appear, right? And so when you can see it all in one screen, that's pretty remarkable because you're doing your testing essentially instead of having to deploy and then test and deploy and test. So it's pretty neat. When you're talking to customers about trust, what are the things that you are hearing and how do you recommend they get started? What's the best way for them to get comfortable with agents?
Yeah. So that Agent Builder screen that I was demoing, that's obviously open to everyone with Agentforce. And like you said, not only is it great to be able to test, but you're seeing exactly what the LLM is doing, how it's responding, why it's responding in that way, which action it's pulling. And so, if I was in that order management one and it was using the warranty action when I didn't want it to, I go into that, I write some new instructions, test it again, and that'll totally change the experience.
Yeah, and we've heard too, and I don't know if you've heard this, but our admins and our developers, taking that screen and showing their executive teams and people who are looking at making the decisions on deploying agents, if they're nervous, that helps them kind of see exactly what they can expect on both the input ends and the output ends, which I think has helped that trust conversation. So great work. Okay, I'm actually going back this way. So Sasha, I've got 2 more questions for you. All
right.
Can I send SMS for outbound and inbound use cases?
Outbound and inbound. Correct. Yes, you can, of course, send the SMS messages outbound, inbound, and yeah, they will show up on that Omni experience.
Amazing. And then one more question. Can I share a phone number between calling and SMS?
So that definitely depends on your telephony provider. I would recommend contacting your AE, aligning with them what you're using. There are many telephony providers do allow sharing between the two, but you just want to be sure in your specific case.
Great. Thank you. Okay, I was a former salesperson, so the sales activity timeline kind of spoke to me a little bit because it's really hard as a salesperson to understand all of the different touch points that are happening with my customer that I'm not doing. And so seeing that activity timeline where you can see what an agent is doing, tell me more about the thought process and maybe some recommendations to our customers on how they should deploy those types of things and work with their sales teams to understand what they need.
I think Sasha can speak to the sales activity and how that interacts with digital engagement. I know that Sasha's been working with the team that has been, bringing digital engagement to other clouds as well.
So now digital engagement sits not just in the digital engagement app, it's more...
You're able to use the omni-channel experience while you're in your sales experience. So you're able to open that same sidebar and set your status as available. You can see the same work come in. Incredibly powerful for switching contact, not having to switch contacts, which is definitely efficiency is where we're going.
Great. And so then as a user, I can see then all the conversations that are happening with my customers, even if I'm not having them.
All the conversations happen.
Yeah.
Right, you can see the conversation assigned to you specifically, I would
Great.
say. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Okay, Alex, I have 2 more questions for you. Dispatcher agent, that's now a new topic here. Is the schedule summary customizable?
Yes, it is customizable. Behind that summary that I showed you on the screen, there is a dashboard which pulls those categories. If you remember, the agent output like 5 categories of certain types of appointments. That is customizable. It's powered by the dashboard that we built behind the scenes, and you get it out of the box, but you can customize that dashboard. So in case you didn't like the categories that we ship out of the box, you can go ahead there and edit what you want to see as an output from the dispatcher agent.
Great. We are going to wrap on a final question for each of you, and I want to talk roadmap. What's the one thing you are most excited about? We'll stay with you, Alex.
Oh, well. No pressure. So, Agentforce. It's been a topic in the company, and as you've seen with field service specifically, we have a lot of very good use cases where we can use Agentforce autonomous agents that Corey mentioned to help our customers with appointment scheduling. So think about use cases when your customers can reschedule their own appointments. They don't need to call you anymore. It's all done in a seamless chat conversation, and that's, I think, what the thing that excites me the most, because we're really bringing that innovation now, not only as an assistive, what I demoed today, but also as an autonomous capability for your customers.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, I'm coming to you. Same question. What are you most excited about?
I think there's a lot of stuff to be excited about across digital engagement. The thing that I think is really interesting is the way that we're engaging with a variety of new channels. I was showing during my demo, didn't quite work, which I'm disappointed by, but Line is a really big move for us to be able to expand our channels, but that's not the only thing that we're doing. We've also invested a lot into strengthening our WhatsApp channel. This is something that has been growing a lot. I know that many of you out there are excited for our capabilities on WhatsApp to be stronger and better, and we have invested a lot into that, and we'll continue to do that, as well as the other channels that are brought to our attention. So we're strengthening the channels that we already have, making them more compatible with the digital engagement platform, as well as expanding the number of channels there as well.
So being available wherever your customers
That's exactly
are
right.
and what they prefer. So.
Meeting them in the way that they'd like,
Amazing. Well, thank you very much. Sasha, same question to you. What are you most excited about on roadmap?
All right. Well, surprise, surprise. Obviously, it's related to Agentforce. But yes, I am sure all the supervisors, agent supervisors are incredibly busy. They're monitoring so many conversations that are being handled by their agents. And now with the Agentforce conversation in the loop, now they have to monitor AI agents as well. So human agents, AI agents, there's just so many conversations going on at once. How do you monitor it? Oh, well, that's where the roadmap comes in, and I'm very excited for what we have coming in the future to help supervisors monitor those conversations with all of the most important factors.
Great. Amazing. All right, we're going to end with you. Same question. What are you most excited about when it comes to roadmap?
I think most excited about some of our more assistive AI products. So Agentforce Service Planner being the one that I'm biased but most excited about. That product was a result of a lot of customer conversations that we had back in April and May, visiting customers on site and hearing over and over again, like, AI sounds so amazing, but how do we get it now?
Yeah.
Like, you're building all these agents, that's great. It's going to take us so long. There's so much security to go through. It's just daunting, right? So Service Planner just being really easy, step by step, the humans in the loop. Really excited to see how some of our customers adopt that.
That's great. And I think you mentioned it, there's still, we're moving so fast, right? And so organizations are trying to keep up. And so these types of things are really important. And then also getting the feedback from you all online and making sure that you are connecting with our product teams to ensure we are building into the roadmap the things that you really want. So I really want to thank you all for a wonderful RRL, and I can't wait to see you again. So even though we're wrapping up this particular show, you can still ask your questions in the Trailblazer community, #SalesforceRRL. We'll make sure to get you an expert answer. And always, we look forward to your feedback. It helps us improve the content that you want as well as the product. So scan the QR link on the screen to take a short survey. As a thank you, you'll be entered into a sweepstakes to win one of 5 Salesforce certification vouchers. Well, we've got one more episode of RRL today coming up at 1:30 Pacific with Health Cloud, and tomorrow we'll bring you CRM analytics and admin preview. All of our episodes are available on demand on Salesforce Plus. And coming up later this month, discover Agentforce, what AI was meant to be. So scan the QR code on your screen to register now. The live launch event kicks off on Salesforce Plus on October 29th at 9 a.m. Pacific, and you'll hear from companies who are using autonomous agents to take action and drive results 24/7. And then get ready to build your own. You don't want to miss it. I'm Carolyn Bathauer, and we'll catch you next time in the cloud.